Welcome to the IVM Podcast Network.
TFG Football is an IVM production, and you can also check out their other awesome shows like Simplified, a show that explains intense topic from around the world and simplifies it for you so that you can appear cooler in front of your friends.
You're listening to TFG Football.
What's up, everyone? This is a new day, a new show of TFG Indian Football Podcast. But we bring you everything that's Indian football, and well, we've been talking about this for a few days now, and it will go on for another few days because the Federation Cup that I'm talking about, and we had two matches yesterday, like we have always, and Mohun Bagan thrashed DSK, which is not a surprise. 4-0 was the scoreline. Again, not a surprise. But what was surprising was what happened after the match. Now, the team bus was apparently attacked by a mob of people. They were heading back to the hotel.
The Mohun Bagan team bus.
Yeah, Mohun Bagan team bus. They were heading back to the hotel, and they met with an accident. A biker just rammed into the bus or something, and the locals over there created a lot of ruckus. Now, Chiranjeet is joining us via Skype. Kevin is here and joining me in studio. Now, Chiranjeet, what are any new updates about it?
Yeah, well, the Mohun Bagan team officials have written to AFF about the incident, and they have made a complaint how come a top division team which is playing in such a high profile tournament does not have any security. And this is something I have seen. It always happens in Kolkata. I'm not sure about the situation in Mumbai or somewhere else, but I have always seen police escorts with the teams. Okay. With the team bus, with the referees, match officials, everybody gets protection because football matches are sort of known to be a little bit hot-headed affairs. But this was unrelated to that. But still, you have to give them some sort of protection because these are some kind of unfortunate and unforeseen circumstances. If this occurs, then who will take the responsibility? What if a player got injured in this? Then who would take the blame for that, and who would account for the loss to the team and possibly to the national team that it would have an effect on? What if a player who's supposed to play for India gets injured and gets put out of action? That's a national loss. So you always have to be very careful when you are transporting a team, and especially during a high-profile tournament like this, because you don't want this on your hand. And this was extremely callous on the organizers' part to leave them unprotected like that.
Now, as we said, fortunate enough that no player were harmed or no one from the team, anyone else that were harmed. I mean, it would have definitely been a great loss if that was happening.
The only guy who got harmed was, I think, the scooter.
The driver? Yeah, of the bike. Okay.
Yeah, the scooter that ran into the bus, and that's what happened.
But no serious injuries, right?
Obviously angry. No updates on that. Okay. I am pretty sure it was, serious enough for the mob to get riled up, and I'm pretty sure he was given treatment and taken to hospital afterwards. But the problem is that you had a mob which, at least thankfully they recognized the players. Like when the players said hey, we are Mohun Bagan team members, they let the bus go. Before that, they were, pushing around the team managers who tried to talk to them. So, see, when you have situations like this, you don't want the players to be out there unprotected. I was talking to some of them till late of the night. Some were shaken from the incident, and it has a mental impact as well. You don't want to see right after you played a match. You don't want to see something.
And that too, when you were on a winning set and you're all pumped up, you're all boosted for the next match. Something like this happens, it really affects mentally as well. I hope everyone recovers for the next match in time. Now it's been a series. I mean, even the story that's up on our website mentions this, that Indian football has been meeting up with a lot of accidents. I mean, before as well, while they were traveling to Cuttack, their team bus while going to the airport met an accident, but The fortunate and the lucky bit is the positive part is that no player were harmed in whatsoever incident, and I hope this continues ahead. I hope there's no accident happening, but I hope the players are also all safe, all of that. Now, coming to the match, 4-0, it's a thrashing game. One-sided affair over there. Balwant gets a brace, then Duffy comes in, and then JJ ends it in style for the team. Now, I think we'll keep this match a bit aside because I think only Mohun Bagan we'll have to talk about. We saw this in cards. But the other match, the first game of yesterday is Shillong versus Bengaluru. What a match. I mean, everything was happening. If it was a proper drama, that was your play. Up there was a stage set which had 36 degrees and the players were played in that heat. Some of them, it really got to them. 3-2, the scoreline could have been 3-all or more. On either of the team could have taken it. We saw a handball, a clear-cut handball, which should have been probably a red. You never know. Then we saw a penalty being missed by the top goal scorer of I-League. And it was not a miss. It was missed by, degrees and angles, a lot of that. And then we see an own goal, a good goal, but then it happened to be his own net. And Vishal Keth was left, stunned, probably helpless. And then another penalty Shillong gets to get it, 3-2. What was this? But I think the positive takeaway for Bengaluru here, apart from 3 points and everything, would be Lindo is back in action. I think Chiranjeet would agree on this because Lindo really showed did a commendable job. Yes, he got the goal, but otherwise also he was on the field, present, running up and down and making those runs and chances. And I have not seen Kabra as much as, has been to play, but yesterday I thought even he was a great job on the wings. So Chiranjeet, we start with you. Good game. A treat for the fans, but the players took all the heat.
Okay, I was not very happy to see this game at all because the action, it was end to end. The players were trying. Eugene Lindo, as you said, he surprised me because his work rate was way up from the last few games. Yeah. And I don't know how much of it is due to Cornel Glenn signing for the club and Eugene seeing him as a threat. Like, okay, I have to buck up now because I may lose my place in the starting 11 to him. So all that worked out. I had basically said early on that Bengaluru FC would get a good result out of this and they would make it look, more or less effortless. And that's what was sort of happening from the beginning because Shillong Lajong's midfield got deactivated. Same thing that happened when they were playing in Polo Ground Shillong. Just Bengaluru FC outmaneuvered them through touches. Okay, straight up. Udanta was so good. Yeah. As always. He was just early on, I think 10 minutes in, 15 minutes in, he was already sending in those lethal crosses and any of them could have been converted. Yeah. Okay, at any point, Bengaluru FC could have taken a double lead early on in the game. Finally, and I think Udanta actually he was changing positions as well. I saw him at both flanks and down the middle at times. Yeah. So they were doing that pretty well. Then that goal came, I think 34 minutes in, and just beautiful, just that shot he took,
that was a crazy one.
Yeah, and I felt bad for Vishal Keth because it sort of came off Nimdorji. I think that put him off of the attempt to save him because Vishal Keth made some crazy saves, especially that one of that long range shot which he saved with one hand.
Lindo. Lindo shot.
Yeah, Lindo shot, and that could have been one of the goals of the tournament had it gone in. Yeah. But definitely beautiful save. But this time he was just completely unlucky, put off guard, that was the beginning of it. They just kept trying. But second half, Shillong Lajong were like, we're not going to let this go. Yeah. Okay,
not so easy.
And the fight back. Yeah, the fight back they put up was really commendable, and if Dipanda does not miss that penalty, and if that handball decision, the red card that should have come with that deliberate handball from
I don't know what's going on with Sandesh Jingan. Like, what just happened? A reflex moment that he just put.
Somebody else who tried that.
Yeah.
I think a lot of hands were going up. I don't know. It was like one of those rap bits going on, raise your hands, or something. They were playing at the stadium and everybody was raising their hand as the ball was coming in. Unfortunate. But had that been a red card and had that goal gone in, we could have actually seen a reverse score line.
Yeah. Because just minutes later, Shillong scored another one.
Yeah. It was crazy the way they kept up, but obviously on the other end, the Bengaluru FC attack was robust and dynamic as always. It was just that towards the end, the Shillong Lajong team was playing way beyond their regular capacity, and we saw some of that. Dipanda got strains, and
even
some
Johnson
other players
was taken out.
Yeah. Players were taxed and they were playing at that humidity, that heat. It was obviously a strain on everybody, and it's not good to watch. That was part of the reason I was completely just always worried about like what might happen. You're playing in those conditions. But in the end, I guess this helps Mohun Bagan more than anybody else, because both the teams were taxed like hell, and they will take a long time to recover from a match like this, and they will barely have 48 hours before the next match. So
So the first half, yes, it belonged to Bengaluru totally, dominating in midfield, and it wasn't a static game. It was more of a dynamic movement, as Chiranjit pointed out. Flanks were being exchanged. Udanta wasn't stuck to one flank, but he's got an extremely working pace that he can use on any flank, and he's got a left foot as well. He doesn't just rely on the right foot of his to send in crosses. He is a both-footed player. But what was lacking in Shillong was the midfield. Yes, it was absent. So it took them some time. I think the halftime, the talk that was given by Tangboy Singto really helped the team to come back to their senses that it's this team that they've lost twice in the I-League this season. And they don't want to lose again. And that is what, got the revival of the team done in the second half. And Bengaluru, you can say that they, just lost concentration for some time or so, because that was when Shillong were allowed to come back. So I wouldn't say that Shillong was that good, but there was a loss of concentration by Bengaluru that allowed Shillong to come back in the game. And chances, Dipanda missing that penalty could have changed the game right there. The yellow card instead of the red card also, helped Bengaluru's favor. And the last penalty, I was glad that it wasn't given to Dipanda again, because you don't want to make the same mistake twice. But see, it's a tough group. Mohun Bagan and Bengaluru are total favourites to go through, but they know that there's another team. DSK, we can just keep them aside for some time. They can't match up to the levels of Bengaluru and Mohun Bagan at the moment. But Shillong is not going to let anyone pass on easily. So Mohun Bagan has to watch out over here.
Well, that was that. And do we still talk about Mohun Bagan DSK? I mean, one-sided affair. We all knew this on cards. 4-0 thrashing. Mohun Bagan would be pumped up. I mean, let's leave that incident aside, but the team really needed this after, losing out on the I-League title and then giving a dismal performance at the AFC Cup campaign, and the fans reacting to that, and then finally they got redemption, and going into this tournament as defending champions, they did put up that show. So, Charanjit, do you want to talk a point or two about this, or do we move ahead? Because what else do we talk about?
I think there needs to be a change in perspective from Mohun Bagan. Okay, because see, one of the I really respect Sanjay Sen and whatever he brings to the table. He actually got us. I'm saying us because I'm speaking as a Mohun Bagan fan. He's got us back in the national map after a long time. We won back-to-back trophies, and we still have a chance to win one more this season. But he plays too much of a calculative coach sometimes because you want to see a spirit from the team. They went and lost to Aizawl FC and lost the league by 1 point. And Sanjay Sen's excuse was often, everybody loses at home or away from home. Jose Mourinho loses, the other big coaches all lose away from home. So if they don't have any excuses, why are you asking me? That's his attitude. But it seems like such a defeatist point because we have just seen this story play out so many times. The league was lost not because Mohun Bagan went to Aizawl and lost there. It was an accumulation. They dropped points in so many places, which could have been won. Where the team spirit was often called into question. There was an altercation with some fans of Mohun Bagan and some Mohun Bagan players in Goa. Some other incidents. The over-reliance on Sonny Norte, playing him despite him having an injury rather than, trying to build up a good substitute for him just in case he was injured, like Kane Lewis could fill that position. Or somebody else, just have a plan ready. Just have a plan B, plan C, something like that.
Yeah, but then why are you pointing at all of this right now? Mohun Bagan won 4-0, right? They've opened up their campaign really well.
Because that's because, I know. No, I'm coming to that. See, the idea, the whole impression that you get from the Mohun Bagan team is that they have this plan A, which is awesome. Katsumi, Balwan, JJ, Sony, and all these others, Pranay Haldar in the midfield. And if that works out, we're going to win. Yeah. What if Pranay Haldar gets injured? What if Sonny Nordi gets back on that? And what if we have to make hard choices? What about squad rotation? What about the plan B and C and D that you're supposed to have as a top division club? The moment that happens, we just go into this lackluster excuse of, okay, we're going to send a B team to AFC Cup, or we're not going to take this match seriously or that match seriously because we're prioritizing this match and that match. Okay, you think that as a calculative brain, you would be able to separate all these. Okay, AFC Cup is AFC Cup. One league match is one league match. Next league match will not be affected by that. You can think like if you're just going by the pure logic of it. But we are humans, okay? Attitude spills over. We don't live our lives in compartments. How we act in one day, in one certain situation, often dictates how we, act in a different situation, which may have called for some more spirit. And that's what was lacking from Mohun Bagan in the last few weeks of the league title race. When they said, okay, this match we're just not even gonna fight because we have some other match to think about. What message that sent out was that this team is not fighting. And even if you think, okay, on that match we will fight, that attitude spills over. Okay, and that tag of this team selectively fighting or in certain cases not fighting, not having enough fighting spirit, that stayed there. And it hurt the Mohun Bagan team image. It hurt the pride that the club fans felt in it. It hurt all of that. And they needed a performance like this, going all out, dominating, showing that all the wheels in the mechanism work fine and they can produce results. All this was needed to offset that. Okay, just that extra lethality, I guess I would call. And when you see a performance like this
against DSK,
against DSK, but hey, they were not that bad. Okay, the people would say like, okay, 4-0. Scoreline does not reflect everything. They were, doing a little bit good in the midfield. At some points, they were even making good counters. Okay, obviously, Mohun Bagan were creating more chances, but they got a couple of goals from set pieces, and that was it. But they kept going. Even in the extra time, they were creating chances. Even JJ comes in late as a substitute and puts all out there and gets the goal. It was like the team gave an impression that they were fighting for redemption. Okay, and that's what I think is what you need to take away from this match.
Yeah, well,
that the players sort of
No, let's get back to the show. You know what the actual thing is about, talking about Federation Cup, and let's keep the Mohun Bagan fan ranting aside. Because come on, I mean, everyone does go through ups and downs, and here they are winning. So I think this should be a little bit more, probably giving them some boost and pumping to the team, saying, okay, you're back and get back to the same attitude, keep it up. And let's see that attitude across competitions that you play. You know, well, let's move ahead.
Exactly, but imagine. But I can totally foresee this team doing well in Federation Cup and going into the semi-final. And then they have that AFC Cup game against Bengaluru FC on 17th May. And I can totally see them fielding a B-side and losing that match. And then when that attitude spills over, that, what do you call it, the rust from a bad game spills over to the next game, they will say, hey, lots of people lose, even Jose Mourinho loses. So why are you asking me?
Yeah, I mean,
this
questioning of attitude, this questioning of attitude and the way you look at things should be considered before you enter a tournament. I mean, this was the same attitude last time where Mohun Bagan faced, okay, and the same situation where they had I-League in their hands and they, gave up on the AFC campaign because they wanted to focus on I-League. Same things here. They started their campaign against Bengaluru for the AFC Cup. They could have, before the tournament started, they could have said, okay, we have one more title, let's go for that as well, with the same attitude. But they did not. So something that was not induced when the tournaments, before the tournament started. Let me finish. So what you're saying is, once something that's not induced before or injected before a tournament started cannot be put in back again in the mid section somewhere when you're already dejected of the whole focus that you put on one tournament. So
you have baggage.
You already lost it before entering it. I mean,
they not necessarily they have lost it. They will obviously try it, but not having those plan B, plan C, plan D that I talked about, not just whenever you are in a position where you cannot absolutely play your best 11 and use all your superstars, that you just give up and look helpless and say, we did not take this seriously, we did not put up a fight, then that means you are not ready for a season like this. Especially in this tournament, when you have a game every other day, you will have to play some 5 games within 9 days. Then you must rotate. And if whenever the occasion comes up where you must rotate, you put up a feeble fight, you lose, and then you say excuses like, we did not play our best 11 and we did not take this as seriously. Then how can you go through a tournament like this? How will you survive Federation Cup? Because I'm pretty much telling you, all the 11 that they played against DSK Shivajians, they will not be able to play every single match of Federation Cup.
Yeah, this is something exactly. I mean, taking from the same point that you just mentioned. This is something that your coach and the management should look at when the season starts before, because just like we all know, a sporting action always has the dates out. I mean, you have the calendar in front of you. You have the starts, this and then. I think the team should, it's high time they should take up, all of these into consideration, because it's not just them who's facing all of this. There are other teams as well who are looking at in a similar situation like this. Now let's move ahead, because we can go on. I mean, you can go on talking about this. Let's keep this aside, because let's tell our listeners that Mohun Bagan is in a positive side right now. 4-0 defeat, 4-0 victory. Now today we have another 2 games. Chennai play Kingfisher, East Bengal. I mean, I'm reading out things, so always Kingfisher comes in my mouth. I mean, sorry about that. Chennai versus East Bengal at 4 p.m. and Churchill play as all in 7 p.m. kickoff. First, let's talk about Chennai versus East Bengal. Kevin, we start with you. Let's give Chiranjit the break of talking right now. Chennai versus East Bengal. What do you have to say?
No, I'll refrain from.
Can I say the same thing?
No,
Chennai,
I will refrain from saying that. It's not right on my part that I keep talking about the same tag that I've been giving them for a long time. See, I have good expectations from this team. I have always said that. They just don't have the durability to last to the entire game. So what they can do right is that first half, which they do play so well, just like the first Federation Cup game that they had. Convert those chances and have Charles play the ball as much as possible. When you know Charles can hold the ball,
Right.
he's got enough pace. Don't let him be the only one who's involved in the attack. Make him as a target man. Have the wingers come in. Susai Raj comes in. I didn't see Prashant for a long time. He's missing that action, and I hope he's back. He does tremendous work down the wings, and when he is there, and you've seen Susai Raj come up, he's doing pretty well. And Dhanpal Ganesh is the backbone of this team.
Yeah.
They need him.
Yeah.
When you have Ganesh in the team, he knows the right tackle, the timing of the tackles to be done. He's the ball winner. He is the guy who will keep that lead with Chennai City. You have to pack up that midfield, and that's how you can break down this attack of East Bengal. And we've seen in the last game that they do use a lot of wings. That's going to be their cue. Stop their wing play and use as much as Charles as possible. So I do see a good chance for Chennai City against East Bengal, provided they complete those chances. Even if they score 2 goals in a game, Chennai City, they create at least 5 good chances.
Okay.
They've got to complete those chances.
So what are you giving a scoreline as?
It's going to be tight. It's not going to be so easy for Chennai City as it looks like, because East Bengal are a side that never gives up.
Yeah.
And they are capable, they are talented.
And they'll be frustrated with dropping points against Churchill, so even that will be
that's there because this group is not as easy as somebody thinks. You cannot just write off Chennai City.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's going to be probably a draw, but not a goalless one.
Okay. Chiranjeet, now, as I mentioned, Kingfisher, damn it, East Bengal.
You can say Kingfisher.
Yeah, I know that.
The official name right now is Kingfisher East Bengal, so you don't have to apologize.
Yeah, exactly. But still, I feel like I'm talking about a brand always ahead of the team, so that's what it comes up. Now, East Bengal, as I said, will be a frustrated team because they dropped points against Churchill. It was a 1-1 draw. And then later on that day, Aizawl won the match. Okay, so Aizawl is sitting up there, pretty in a good spot, but they take on Churchill later. So East Bengal will look at to take at most advantage against Chennai, but they'll also closely look at how Chennai fought against Aizawl. So what do you think of here? Wetson, Plaza, all those players coming up.
I think the East Bengal team has enough brute force to drill through Chennai City.
Okay.
We saw that that goal that Wetson got, with two defenders just trying to really drag him down, and him just pretty much taking them with him all the way into the box and putting it past the keeper. See, those are the moments that make or break the games for East Bengal, because obviously they're not the best team out there. Okay, but they have those individuals can create those moments, and just which makes the difference between a draw and a loss, or a draw and a win. So let's just. I think even though Chennai City will put up a good fight, they will be they will make it very taxing for East Bengal to assert themselves. There will be a couple of those moments which maybe grants East Bengal a 1-0 win or something. And obviously I can already hear Kevin going, no. Obviously he wants East Bengal to drop points so that Aizawl FC can confirm semi-final berth tonight. But I just don't think that's going to happen today. Maybe a couple of days later.
Yeah. Okay, well, one a draw and the other a win to East Bengal. Let's see how that works. Now, the other game, Churchill versus Aizawl. Now, Aizawl are sitting very happy team on top of the table after winning those 3 points. But even they had to grind a lot. It was not an easy match. But here they played Churchill. This can be a dicey game because Churchill are not... if they can contain East Bengal, they can definitely do that same things against Aizawl. So what do you have to say, Kevin, about this game?
Don't take Churchill lightly. This team is capable of causing any upset, and they've shown that in the past. You've seen that how the team changed at Derek Pereira. This again is going to be a tight game. Churchill will not let go till the last second. they will fight. And as all, they've been not used to these conditions. It's a bit tough for them to get accustomed to the climate here, whereas Churchill are much better on that front. But they will be missing Wolf if he's not able to recover from that injury that he had. Kroma was excellent. He did the work which I was talking that Charles should do. So Kroma, he made up for the absence of Wolf. He was there up front, but he wasn't the one who was charging for all the balls.
Yeah.
Churchill makes changes, and that works for the team. They get in a winger and they push the target man. They pull the target man a bit behind. So what happens is your attention starts to spread towards the wings, where Kroma starts making plays for the ball, and that's where they can strike. So this is the mix that the Churchill have. They can use the small triangles between Kroma, Brandon, and Lindo. Lindo, he played up front. That is the change Derek Pereira gets in. He's a winger. He is being changed to get in ahead of Wolf or even Kroma. So this is all the mix that you can expect in the Azol game.
Okay. So who do you give now? Now I'm kind of confused. So it's going to be again.
So since I'm talking about the talent of Derek Pereira, so that's the mix that he gets to the field, and it's going to be a tricky one for Azol to catch up with it.
Well, Chiranjit, what do you have to say about this game? Another good game on hands, Churchill versus Azol.
Yeah, obviously Churchill brothers are definitely capable of really making their way past teams that are, on paper sort of better than them. Okay, that's what they did in the I-League. That was behind their revival, and they did it again against East Bengal. Aizawl FC, though, the one thing that makes it a little bit unpredictable to me is how they are affected by the match they played against Chennai City, because they were taxed like anything.
Yeah.
Okay, how much will their speed be affected? How hard will they try, or just try to sort of be able to keep up the pace of their game, knowing that there are so many other matches coming up.
Yeah.
Okay, but they will obviously want to win tonight and secure a win and get a place in the semi-finals, because they want to leave it till the match against East Bengal. That is the toughest game of the group.
Yeah.
Right. So I expect them to start very fast, but Churchill brothers know how to sort of play that containment to tax the creative players in the midfield and restrict their movement, and obviously move through counters, as Kevin talked about.
Yeah.
So if Churchill brothers can withstand the first half, or let's say the first 60 minutes, then the game toss up the final 30 minutes, because Aizawl FC will not be as fast. They will not be able to maintain as much dexterity as they have mostly through the league, and that has ended up in them winning the title. So then in the last 20 minutes, don't be surprised if a counter or a move from the wing with Chester Paul Lindo leading the way, Churchill brothers just get in that free goal that results in them actually winning it 1-0 or something. So if Aizawl FC have to win this, they need a goal in the first half.
Yeah.
Okay, because anything less than a draw in this game is devastating for them. It goes off all the advantage that they have built up with that hard-fought win against Chennai City. So they must get a first-half goal.
Yeah, well, now that was that. It's something that the team really needs to look at now, because that's where the challenge begins. You've played a match now. How your speed and all the all freshness was in your legs, because you could just run up and down, and that was going to be put to test for Aizawl, the defending champions of I-League. Now let's see how that works. We have 2 matches, as I said. It's again a good day. Football action continues, and we shall since we're a daily show, we'll bring all the updates that you need to know of Indian football. Now if you're listening to our show on YouTube, hit the like, share, subscribe to our channel, hit the bell icon to get updates of our new episode. continue the comments and whatever we can, we shall reply to all of the questions that you have. Well, do follow the TFG Football Twitter handle, because that's where you get all the updates of the matches and everything else in Indian football. You can also read about all these stories on our website, thefangrass.com. Even we are personally on Twitter. Boza_Kevin, Chiranjit Oja, Sujan Matthew 94. Have a great day, folks. Enjoy the show. Hope you liked it. It's a bit long, but it's okay. You know, when you have fans in the show, you tend to talk a little too much because it comes within from your heart. Have a great day, folks. Enjoy the match. Come back to us tomorrow. Cheers.
एक्सक्यूज मी भैया, एक्सक्यूज मी.
बोलिए मैडम.
मेन्यू में क्या है?
मेन्यू में सीन अनसीन है, पॉडकास्ट है, ऑन कोर्स है, साइरस है, मेड इन इंडिया, रीडिस्कवरी प्रोजेक्ट, एम्पावरिंग सीरीज, सेक्स वैक्स है, IVM लाइक्स है, सिंप्लीफाइड है, कीपिंग इट क्वियर है, थिंग्स एंड डेस्टिनेशंस है, माय नेबर जकरबर्ग है और द फैन गराज है. आपको क्या चाहिए?
एक बार रिपीट कर देंगे क्या?
रिपीट नहीं करता हम. आप जाओ IVMpodcast.com पे और सुनो ये सब, या फिर डाउनलोड करो उनका ऐप. सब आपकी उंगलियों पे.